All right, it is day 4 at the 11-week out mark, and this is going to be the first clip in the vlog. Really quick, I'm going to show the highlight of the squat workout, which was not a highlight. It was actually the rep of the squat that made me think. I'm going to shut it down today, pull back this week, and have some communication with my coach and see what we're going to do moving forward. As you see in the squat workout, I just have a wincing face on the squat rep. I think that was 507 pounds. The goal was a top set of 8. Ideally, I would have gone somewhere like 573 to 584 for 8. That being said, my body was beat, my knee was shot. Wasn't in a spot where I felt like there's a reason to take the gamble and push. So we're gonna squat this week in Las Vegas, probably on Friday, with the rest of the week being a pullback week. I'm gonna throw some clips on here of my day 1 of this week, which was a super easy upper accessory workout. All right, the rest of this vlog is gonna take place in Las Vegas. Not going to really be the most on par with I'm in meat prep mode, bro type person there. Gonna enjoy the food and enjoy all the good stuff. That being said, obviously the meat is still a huge priority because that is the goal. So I will doing my best to make the decisions that won't completely f up going back to town to have a good meat prep. So I'll talk more about that when I'm there, most likely. Hopefully I get a lot of cool footage of the stuff we do over there and a little bit of an unconventional vlog, but probably the unconventional vlog is good because otherwise shit would get pretty stale. See you guys in Las Vegas. So we landed in Vegas about 4 or 5 hours ago now. We're at a hotel, the Cosmopolitan. We got here pretty early, so the thing is we had to put our luggage in storage. I guess it doesn't really matter because there's a lot to do here. So we started off and just pretty much ate our faces off. More so me than Mari, but we went to a place called Egg Slut, which is pretty popular here. It's basically just a small breakfast place. I had this thing called The Slut, and you basically just took a baguette and put it in potatoes and egg. You'll see in the video. Then we went to the Chandelier Bar, had a couple drinks. I had my girly looking drinks because they're awesome. And then we went to Din Tai Fung at the Aria Hotel. It's like next door. Really good dumpling place, ate the shit out of it. Just waiting for Mari to get ready now. We're gonna go to the Sphere, then we're gonna go to the Sinatra at the Wynn for dinner. Then we're gonna stay at the Wynn and watch a show called The Awakening, and then we'll come back here for the night. Tomorrow, when it comes to the whole meat prep aspect, tomorrow I'll probably hit up the Dragon's Lair early in the morning, get my bench workout in, and come back here. And then we have like a pool day planned. I got a day bed and all that stuff. And then tomorrow night we're going to the Bellagio, to the Carbone Rivera. So I'm gonna shut up now. I wanna go eat, enjoy all the random clips and stuff I filmed throughout this trip. And hopefully we can make this vlog a little fun. And later on in the vlog, I'll talk more about relating this to the meat prep, relating this to business, and all that good stuff. What I mean by that is how I related to that, not how it's actually related to that, because that's clearly very subjective. Take a look at this view. Got the fountains behind me. Whole ass strip. I think there's more. Yeah, there's more. Yeah. starting day 5 of the 11-week out vlog with a cool cinematic view for special effect. Yesterday I mentioned I was going to go do all the things and that I'd probably be back to update with how it went, and I went right to sleep. With the time zone change, I was basically up for 24 hours straight. I took a little bit of melatonin to reset my clock a little bit, made sure not to sleep in today. It's actually only like 6:30 in the morning right now. It looks beautiful here. That way I can just get kind of on a normal schedule. So I just woke up, drank a little bit of caffeine, and gonna go grab a piece of fruit and a little bit of protein from whatever source downstairs and head to the gym. I'm gonna go to the Dragon's Lair, get my bench workout in, and we're gonna spend the day by the pool. Yesterday was awesome. You'll probably see a whole bunch of little clips that we filmed with the food we ate, the visuals, and all that good stuff. Not much to really expand on here. Yesterday I did mention that I do, as this is a meet prep vlog for powerlifting, and you're seeing all this stuff like, oh, he's going on vacation, his kids involved, the business, blah, 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 blah. Well, the purpose of this vlog is to show that when you prepare for something, such as a powerlifting meet, in this case, it's always gonna be a powerlifting meet, you can't singularly focus on that and think you have to be all in on that. And I'm sure that works for some. I'm sure people think that's great. I was that guy. I used to think if I didn't dedicate 12 plus weeks to just powerlifting, not go anywhere, put everything on the wayside, be completely absent in all types of relationships, like a significant other, friendships, business, family, whatever. And I didn't mean to be like that, but it was a byproduct of how I was acting and thinking how things needed to be for me to do my best. That being said, when you are at a higher level, and I hate to be conceited sounding, but I've been in the game almost 20 years, obviously I'm kind of good at it, you do have to be a little more locked in than most. But also being said, I'm also at the point in my life where I have proved to myself that I can get through and I can manage many different things at once. Is it 100% ideal for the end result in powerlifting? Maybe not, but maybe. It really depends. And at the same time, like, you're gonna see this whole vlog and a little bit of the next one. I'm in Vegas eating a bunch of good food, probably drinking some alcohol. However, it's one of those things where I'm 11, 10 weeks out, and I know that's not going to make or break the end meet result. However, it can influence my training and productivity towards that end meet result. So what I do is, although I'm still eating all the food, I'm still drinking a little bit. Even if I wanted to drink a lot, I really can't because my body just can't handle it. It's that whole Asian flush sensation bullshit. I'm still doing things like keeping somewhat of a good sleep schedule, still getting the protein in, still getting my steps in, still doing my daily movement stuff in the hotel room. Even if it's just 3 to 5 minutes when Mari's in the shower doing sets of 20 on split squats and a few pretzel stretches, like, I'm doing something. I'm also keeping my training up. The way this training worked out is where I knew this trip was coming, and after some communication, it's like we knew it would be pretty much a down week, so I just have to move my body. And that being said, if you're on a trip and you're eating and doing all the things, moving your body through some like ranges of motion with a little bit of load is gonna make you feel a lot better at the end of the day than if you're just being a lazy shit. And I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, but I just looked ahead and I'm on a balcony, obviously, and you can see handprints on the window. And that wasn't from us. Like I said, we're up 24 hours last night, not doing that. So I'll film that for her. So there's that aspect. And yeah, I'm not going to go on and on about like just the I hate the term balance because I don't think there's such thing. You just have to be honest with yourself on what your priorities are. Right now in my life, my number one priority cannot be a recreational sport of powerlifting. That being said, I can make it a high priority in my life because it is a high priority in my life. I've been doing this a very long time. I have very specific goals that I want to hit before it's all said and done. And I do know with the state of my body, with the I don't want to say the state of my age, my training age, that those goals are just out of reach probably, even from the super ambitious mindset. When you really put everything down, look at it objectively, it's going to be hard for me to get there. So I'm going to really have to do what I can to get there. So when I do walk away from competing, I can just say, I did it. And even if I don't do it, I can walk away from competing and say, I tried my best. So I know that got a little corny there, but again, point of this was just to show how everything can still be done in life while still getting ready for a meet or any athletic endeavor. When it comes to competitive bodybuilding, totally not the same. I've never done that, but the whole thing of staying on your diet and just going off of it, totally different. You have to, like if I were here doing that, I would be in a residence inn with a full kitchen and every meal be planned. And I'd be like, Mari, go eat whatever the you want. And I have to do this. And since she's awesome, she would understand and support it. But chances are we wouldn't book this trip if that were the case. But maybe we would, because it is WrestleMania weekend. That's a big reason why I'm here, why we're here, why I'm here, and why I brought her here. But I like to tell myself she likes it. I'm gonna head to the Dragon's Lair. I'll get some training footage, and I will see you guys later. All right, well, this is me from the future, as I did not get on here and talk anymore after the beginning of, I think it was day 6, maybe even day 5. What I want to do with this end of this vlog is basically just throw the clips in there. We did the helicopter tour of the Grand Canyon, which is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. After that, we went to the New York, and we had some s'mores, which we kind of made into a funny like Instagram reel. Not just s'mores, like a big ass s'mores, satisfying the fat kid in me for the 100th time this week. Then we came back to the hotel, got ready, went to the Wynn again, because all the good restaurants, well, they're everywhere, but the ones we wanted to go to were at the Wynn, and it was called Wing Lei. It was like a Michelin star Chinese restaurant. Best Chinese food I've ever had. And I know some of you were like, oh wow, that must be saying something because you're Chinese. I am a very Americanized Chinese person, so it was good regardless. I'm pretty sure that anyone would say that, even the real chinks. Then we went back to the New York, watched a show, Mad Apple, which was pretty good. And then on Friday, woke up, went to the Dragon's Lair, got the squat workout in. We walked down to the park MGM, went to this place called Italy, just tried a bunch of different little food. Then we walked to the Venetian, checked it out, walked to the Wynn, went to the Wynn buffet, which was, I don't think buffets, I think they were a little overrated. That was one of the highest rated buffets in Las Vegas, and it kind of sucked. And then we went to Power Slap. It was like watching a train wreck you like have to watch, but yeah. And then we decided to go to the X-Pot because we saw it on Instagram. And so we went over there at like 9:30 at night, stuffed our faces, made a funny little Instagram reel TikTok thing, which I'll insert for this to be posted. Yeah, so I didn't want to talk too much here. I just wanted to have this clip placed either before or after the clips of the Grand Canyon and all the other stuff we did on day 6 and day 7. I'm gonna log off here now because it's actually, like I said, Monday, day 3 of 10 weeks out. I'm just catching up a little bit on the vlog, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching, and the next vlog will start off in Vegas and end in Northport, Florida.